on every weekday night, taking calls from the bands. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the phone-in show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the jazz.
Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, you're on the panel, is the one and only Rudy Bear and Bridgeman. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridgeman.
Well, can I say a big good evening to you guys in the panel here? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
And also Fox is sitting in the background and hopefully join us sometime later on once he sorts out some technical things he's dealing with as normal. Right, okay. Look, there's two sides to a coin, always, Rudy, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, and I've been asked to make sure that you're alright, because we did get the message through social media yesterday that you said you were that disgusted you couldn't eat your dinner. So
that's a worry, isn't it? That's a worry.
So, look, we were talking before the show, you just missed it, we were having a chat, and I come away really, look, I can take defeat, I can take bad performances, and take bad results. We've had them over the years, Rudy.
Yeah.
We've had some hammerings in the last few years, we've took our medicine. I don't know why, but just yesterday is one of the major disappointments in this journey I've had.
Aye, it's the manner of the defeat, isn't it? Or
Well, it was a draw, but it was...
Oh, sorry, aye. Bad.
Felt like defeat.
But then you could say the same the other night against Aberdeen, couldn't you? You know, Ibrox bursting at the seams, sorry, no spoiler. Bursting at the seams, and a woeful performance. So for there, you come away thinking, the manager, Steven Gerrard's talking about he's expecting something different. When we come up against whoever we happen to be playing, after the Aberdeen game. He's thinking, Dundee, right, I want a bounce back, I want something serious to happen here. And it was dreadful. All over the pitch. It was absolutely dreadful. For losing the goal that Kenny Miller scored, schoolboy defending, you're told constantly, and everybody in football knows, don't let the ball bounce in your box. Get to it and attack it. That's the very first thing any centre-back should do. And between the two of them, none of them could out-jump a 40-year-old player. That was disgraceful. And then for me, from then on, Ox, it got worse. It got worse in my opinion. For 65, 70 minutes, we played the worst team in the league with 10 men, and we couldn't beat them. And then the second half, I think we had, one shot on goal.
If you could call it that, it was an effort with Ryan Jack, mate. That was it.
Aye.
That was it.
And that, under no circumstances, at any form, is that ever acceptable.
Yeah. Now you've had time to digest. See what I've done there, Rudy? Now that you've had time to digest and reflect, what's your thinking, mate?
Well, I think, and I really do believe this sincerely, it's the worst defensive performance I've seen.
You were going to be Hughie Green there.
It's the worst performance I've seen for our defenders, particularly centre-backs. They were woeful. I thought that the only player on the park, and I mean the whole park, and I mean for the whole game, including some substitutes, the only one that I would give any marks at all to was Andy Halliday. I thought he did his wee bit.
And a good goal.
Great goal, absolutely superb goal, and well played as well for him, because he took it nice and quick. But really and truly, the rest of them, wow, just unbelievable. I think a lot of it springs from the defence. And when your defensive centre-backs are bad, the team can be even worse, because the defensive midfielders will be shitting them, excuse the language. They'd be a bit worried about what's going to happen behind them.
But mate, that doesn't. When you're 20 yards for goal and you've got the ball at your feet condensed and you're going to put a cross in, you're not worrying about what the centre backs are doing.
I understand that. I just
and that's what we lack total quality, Bridge, to open them up.
Going forward, we couldn't pass to each other at all. We could hardly find our man. A lot of the time we had tremendous amount of possession. I don't know, what was the figures, 80, something like that, 75, 80% possession? Incredible. And we're playing against 10 men for...
But with nothing, no threat, Rudy. There was no threat, no shape, no guile, no passion, no leadership, no tactics. Yeah, let's come on, we've got to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You've got to say what you see, as the saying goes, Ox, you know.
He's doing Hugh again and you're doing Roy Walker. What's the story here?
I mean, there's many a time on here when Rangers have played well, especially during the European results, you know, and we've been coming on a wax lyrical about them, how great. I mean, look, just go back to the Hearts game. A battling performance. A great one at Tynecastle, a really battling performance. And then you get to the Aberdeen game, we saw what happened in that, and knew what happened yesterday against a 10-man Dundee, the worst team in the league. As you say, there was absolutely nothing. In the last sort of 15 minutes of the game, I would have expected us just to absolutely overrun them. We didn't. We didn't do it. We kept punting the ball into the box, and by that point in the game, Lafferty, in my opinion, was nowhere to be seen. I don't know, he's not a proper target man, Lafferty, so why they were doing that, they should have looked at that with 15-20 minutes to go and said, right, okay, this is not working, let's try something a wee bit different. But unfortunately, we just didn't have the players on the pitch that might have made a difference. And because we don't have them, Ox, we don't have them, that's the problem.
We were just talking the other night, guys, about the need for, or the manager has said he would like to go for a striker. And in all probability, a number of us could have said, well, we've already got a couple of strikers, why do we need another striker? I think we saw on Sunday, the performance of Sunday, and not just Sunday, but the performance against Aberdeen as well, we desperately need somebody to back up Alfredo Morelos.
Messi, when he scored for us, mate, we never made a chance.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm saying that. It's absolutely shocking. But we need to give somebody something to aim at. And I'm afraid that I saw Lafferty, saw him 3 times, the ball came to him, 3 times his second touch was a tackle. Yeah. And I'm not being funny when I say that. It was just poor. I thought the guy wasn't even in the game. In his head, he wasn't in the game. I don't know where he was. He certainly wasn't in the game against Dundee. That's for sure.
He can't be match fit, Bridge. He just can't be match fit. It's as simple as that. Because he's not played enough football to be match sharp. You know, and so that's obviously one of the problems with him. But for me, the midfield yesterday was absolutely dreadful. Yesterday.
Oh, I thought you were going to say garbage here, Rudy.
You're just disappointed us, Rudy. Give us a garbage.
Well, there you go. It was garbage.
Nice one.
That midfield yesterday. And I've said this time and time and time again, and I'm going to keep saying it. Your midfield wins you games. Your midfield, you've got to control the midfield. I sat and watched that game yesterday, and I couldn't believe that they had 10 men and we had 11 men on that part, because do you know what? For big parts of that game, it looked to me like it was the other way about.
We ran out of ideas. We ran out of ideas, Rudy. We're about 20 minutes to go, and you've seen Barisic, he's coming on and doesn't look fit. You've got Lafferty, didn't look fit. You've had Rossiter trying to get his fitness back in the first team. We know that the boy Golson and Worrell look void of confidence, no playing well. Tav and Candias are running into each other up the thing. Ryan Jack's under pressure because he can't get involved, doesn't create a lot. We bring on Nigeria, who somebody said yesterday, nice football player, the boy's got ability, no doubt in that. But you need more than ability to make it in football. It's not just about that. You need more than one string in your bow. Rudy, we're disappointing, we're hurting, but we want to hear for the people. So what's the number?
So 141 356 1972.
Or join us where, Bridge?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and Foxy in the background will bring you in and look after you.
Can I tell you one of the things that disappointed me, Rudy?
Aye.
I'll be really honest, and it's not just it's the whole picture, not about the football. How pleased I was for all the supporters on Saturday and the happy faces, and I picked up on one of the forums the guy who's doing good stuff for Jers TV, speaking to people outside the shop, having a laugh, everybody in a right good mood and showing their passion for our club. Thousands queuing up to get in to buy strips and oh, by the way, I got you a lovely wee thing, by the way, I just let you know that. So, and I got Fox, and don't tell him, a nice fridge, the day fridge magnets fridge, so he'll be alright for his Christmas. Right?
Brilliant.
So, I seen that, and I was so pleased. You could tell everybody's so happy that it looked a nice retail space. It looks as if they put a lot of thought in it. Hummel are doing a good job. It doesn't look as if it's getting tat. All the stuff we wanted, and then the tat was on the pitch, Rudy.
That's it. Tat was on the pitch. I don't think I could have put it any better than that. Oh, that's exactly what it was. And I would have thought after the dreadful performance against the 10-man Aberdeen in midweek, they'd have been absolutely fired up for this game. And they weren't. And as you say, it was tat. Very few players came off of that park, in my opinion. Bridgeman mentioned Andy Halliday. Yep, scored a cracker of a goal. And I don't think he done much wrong, Andy Halliday, in my opinion. And I think anybody that watched the game would probably say the same thing about Andy Halliday. It was like you say, you know, we get the shop opened, you know, see Enoch Square, cracking position, shop looks great, stock full of great kit, great bits of kit. The Bears are lining up, round the block to get in, spend their money, and then you come to that on Saturday. Absolutely dreadful. Dreadful. Now, as much as you can say, you can look at Steven Gerrard's, you know, his picks for his first 11, his substitutions and all the rest of it. You can't tell me, Ox, that first 11 that went out there on Sunday can't beat the worst team in the SPFL when they're down to 10 men. We should have the quality to overrun them.
By the way, would you give their goalie man of the match? Was he diving and saving things? The bar hitting the post?
It wasn't.
No.
That touches on what you said sort of 5 minutes ago there. You know, alright, it wasn't a defeat, but it certainly feels like a defeat today. But if their goalie had been pulling off worldie after worldie and we'd have cracked the crossbar 3 times, and you know, sometimes you just hold your horn up and you say, look, we played really well. It just wasn't, it's football, it's just one of the days. There's nothing that we could have done about it. You know,
Rudy made one shot in the second half. One shot and goal.
I don't even know if we could call that a shot. Talking about guys who know are the complete opposite. With Tap will be joining one of the West End of Glasgow's finest. GFK, how we doing, Brad?
Good evening, guys. How you doing, Ox?
Hi,
Bridge.
GFK, you alright, pal?
I'm brand new, mate.
Excellent, bud. Excellent.
2 days sober. It's no bad feeling.
2 days sober.
My name's GFK and I'm 2 days sober.
And you support the Rangers who should be 2 days drunk. Guys, I'm still no. When I was on the after show yesterday, I'm still right. Like the rest of I'm right down, you know. And I can't disagree with anything these guys have said so far. But you know what really irks me is that we don't have a settled squad players, and though you could actually say he's got a nucleus of maybe 6 or 7 players that he knows he's going to pick every week. He's chopped and changed it. You could probably say there's 4 or maybe possibly 5 starters every week. And to me, 3 of them are not actually good enough, you know. But the midfield is a big problem for us. We're not doing anything in the midfield at all. One shot and goal, if you could call it that, yesterday. Lafferty, flatters to deceive guys, didn't he? He's poor. Doesn't look match fit.
It could have been so different for the big man, mate, if he gets a break, that goal, you know, and we go 2-1 up, the game can be so different. But I think the pleasing thing about us, look, we've accepted it was a good goal. It was chopped off. We're not writing to FIFA or anything about it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, these things happen in the game and you have to take it. It was a bad decision, but we
got a so-called bad decision going for us a week before. I said that yesterday, Oxshire. You know, I mean, the Hearts goal, we got that. So look, it swings and roundabouts, as you said. We're not going to go right into FIFA and moan about it, you know. And it's obviously the guy Neil, his second name, I can't remember his first name. I know what we could probably call him. Had a wee dig at Stevie Gerrard as they were walking by in the corridor. And all, but did that decision suit you today? And he walked away before Stevie G could have answered what he was saying. But he's been a man and a gentleman about it to say he's not going to say anything because he knows it might get him into trouble. But the goal, it's gone. I mean, it was a good goal, and it's gone. There is some things appearing on Twitter and Facebook, things like a lot of guys putting the picture up. Look, this is a definite. This is rubbish. That and should never have been. This guy's a poor referee. He's a poor linesman. Look, it's gone, Oxshire. That's just going to cover all the cracks.
You still would have been 60 minutes to score a goal, mate, against 10
exactly.
Men.
That's what I'm saying. If we were up 2-1, then that might obviously the game might have turned out different for us, and we could have maybe been on and scored another couple. But we'll never know that now. But all in all, it's another poor performance. And unlike, and I'm not like to be a defeatist, unlike a lot of people are saying, you know, and I just wish all the guys a safe journey for Thursday. But if we play like that on Thursday, we'll get hammered. I'm sure we'll come to that as the week goes on. I know, but what I'm saying is that comes down to my continuity of personnel, Oxshire. He's got to have a nucleus of players that he plays constantly every week. I mean, Foxy said many times, you must play your strongest team. Now, I hate to think if he's trying to rest players and bring in what he calls fringe players so to look forward to the game in Vienna, because if he has done that, then that's wrong. You should realise that us fans...
The only one yesterday, mate, the only one. I mean, Morella's suspended, Arfield suspended, they're playing, if they're fit. And then the question mark, and it's going to be quite sad, and hopefully Big Ulster will come in. We're talking about, we're missing a guy who's played a handful of games for us, Gareth McCauley. Apart from that, where else are you thinking? Because the only starter, they're the three we're missing yesterday, right up the spine of your team, mate.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
And we missed them so badly. And I feel sorry for Gareth because he's come in and he's living a wee bit of a dream at the twilight of his career. And obviously he's got to manage his body. You know what that's like, JFK.
Of course I do.
You know, and he's got to do it so that he can play as many games as possible. Now, it's difficult, and I hope, as you said, we didn't rest him for yesterday to play him in Vienna and go us on a downer. I don't know what you're thinking.
Back in you know, I have to say, Oxshire, we were doing really well up until about 14 minutes past 9 and JFK came on. We were doing really well. We're really high, spirits high, we're all happy and laughing and joking. When we Rudy and Oxshire. And JFK came on and put us in a downer. I'm only kidding, pal. I'm only kidding.
No, we can obviously still all laugh, Bridge. You know, and it's good that we can still do it because you know there's a bigger picture out there.
Laugh?
No, of course we can. But you've got to laugh. You don't laugh you've got to laugh in the face of adversity, mate. That's the same.
Oxtare's suicidal, Jimmy. Oxtare's suicidal.
No, but
see, as far as the refereeing decision and the linesman's decision goes, that didn't affect us whatsoever.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, there's too many people bringing that up constantly. I've seen since yesterday, all through the day. Do you know what? I couldn't care less about that, Jimmy. Yeah, I really could. As Oxford said, we had another 60 minutes to go in there and batter the worst team in the league, who were down to 10 men, and we didn't have the capability. It wasn't even made. We didn't even make their goalkeeper work, Jimmy.
No, you're right. You're 100%, Rudy. You know, but it's a team that's at the bottom of the league, and I said that yesterday. You know, that I mean, we can't have any excuses. The goal wasn't good. Got over it. But you're right. With 60 odd minutes to win the game, and we couldn't break them down. And it was disgusting that the thing to watch. It was horrible to watch. Is it the worst I've seen as this season? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was absolute. I'm just looking JFK. I'm going to have to take that gift I got back for you. I reckon that tie's got to be too neat on you, mate. I'm going to have to get a bigger size of a tie.
Come on, listen, guys. Oh, you know the time when...
Sorry, Jimmy, I need to get that sorted, mate. I'm sorry. You look good in it as well.
Oh, Christ!
You know, I was just thinking there, when you see like the Candace running up, even Tavernier running up there, and you think to yourself, these guys don't appear to be able to look across and see a guy at the back post. Because nearly every ball they put across was cut out.
Do you know, see yesterday, I mean, don't get me wrong, I agree with you. Andy Halliday was my best player. We took him off. He hadn't been booked. Somebody explain that to me. Ryan Jack's a digger. He's always sticking his toe and he's liable to get booked at any time. He's been booked. You make a change in the midfield. Who are you going to take off? Somebody.
You've got to take him.
You've got to think about it, because it wasn't as if Ryan Jack was playing outstanding and Halliday was. There was nothing between them. So you've got to think about what you've got to do. Sometimes we begin to think that there's too much of the sports scientists involved. But the two wound me up yesterday watching the game, and they've done some great stuff for us. And some of the balls that Candias has put in for the outside right, like the body of Morelos last week when Morelos sort of fluffed these lines at Tynecastle, was a fantastic cross-field pass. And then I watched him yesterday, and him and Tavernier constantly killing each other's space, getting in each other's road. For all that, we think, oh, they've got a great combination. Yeah, they're nice when we're breaking away at times, but when we're up against the two, none of them seem to know how to make the pitch big, which is schoolboy football, and should have been the instructions given for the coaching staff at the start of the second half, as soon as they went to 10 men. So it looks as if what we've done, and I'll take this to bridge and then run the panel, we've done a lot of coaching when we get down to 10 men, but we've not got a clue what to do when we're playing against them.
That's 100%. We discussed this a wee bit in the past. I've said that my biggest disappointment is the last two games when we've been down, when the opposition's been down to 10 men, and we couldn't, for some reason, we just couldn't take any advantage of it. We just couldn't. That team, actually, at parts, about 20 minutes to go in that game yesterday, Dundee started coming out, and it looked as if Dundee had the 11 men. They were a wee 5-minute spell there, and then it fell away, and then it got back into it. And my goodness gracious, to put us under pressure, and I'm thinking, where's the team with the advantage here? We were dreadful. We were just poor.
Aye. We didn't make it work for us. I think one of the boys has put in the lobby that Andy Halliday had a tight thigh muscle and he put ice on it as soon as he came off. So there might have been a knock, I don't know. Yeah. But I'm saying in play how it looked. We'll be joined by Big Ulster. We'll go to Rudy JFK and then we'll bring Big Ulster in, because I think Big Ulster's just wiping away the last of his tears. Rudy?
For me, I was really surprised that Macaulay didn't play yesterday. Worrell, Jimmy's already said it on numerous occasions when he thinks about Worrell. Dreadful. Just dreadful yesterday. Does this look like the same boy put in such a great performance against Villarreal in Spain? Well, it doesn't look like he's a shadow of that player that we saw. And I think for some reason the boys just steadily got worse. Is it because his heart's not in it? But then, how many players could you pick out for yesterday and say they looked like they weren't interested? We don't have a proper midfield.
Nine, mate.
9 Ox, exactly.
Halliday and McGregor. After that, mate, I'm struggling. And I'm being honest.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I couldn't disagree with your talks, and for me, midfield, I don't know. I really don't know how they can get their act together against a Dundee team that's sitting bottom of the league with 10 men, and we couldn't get our act together against them. I'm fed up with this. I'm fed up saying it. I've watched it against Aberdeen. We couldn't break Aberdeen down. We couldn't break Dundee down. Two teams, 10 men. And we couldn't break our midfield.
Who was the common thread in the midfield in the two games, mate?
What do you mean? Oh, Ajaria.
No, in the two games. Think about it. We'll call it JFK.
Ryan Jack.
JFK.
Yes, mate. Ryan Jack was lucky to stay in the park, wasn't he? Could have got sent off the second half. I know. So, I mean, if Andy Halliday get taken off because he had a tight hamstring or whatever, or a tweak, that's fair enough. But he was your man of the match, the only man that looked as if he was trying. Look, we can go here and there and there and there and there. This about guys like Worrell and that. They should never even be allowed into Ironworks, never mind wear the Rangers jersey. And for Stephen Gerrard to turn around and say that he wants to keep him, he's part of his plans. The same as Lafferty, I would chase him. As I said last night, I would pay Hearts. Somebody said that they should get the money back off of Hearts. I would pay Hearts to take Lafferty back. He's absolute rubbish. Keith, garbage, SHITE, you name it.
And can you watch your spelling, please?
I know my spelling's CRAP in it. But I see we've been linked with another striker, guys. I don't know if you saw that today. A big 6'3" guy from Gillingham.
We're going to say Jim Holton there.
Okay. It just, I went on to YouTube and had a wee look at me. It just kind of looks like Lafferty. He scored 13 goals for Gillingham in the English First Division. So, Rangers are allegedly linked to him, but that's just covering the cracks. But look, see, I said I wouldn't like to have Steve Davis only because I think the money situation would maybe stop us getting him. And I know there's other things happening that he's been made captain again, but we need a player like that.
I don't think he played yesterday.
He didn't.
The weekend for them, no. Anyway, is that Ulster? Give us your thoughts, big man, and how you're feeling, and now you've had time to reflect.
Oh, still as bad as what it was yesterday. Not just as angry though, because the anger leaves you a wee bit, doesn't it? But disappointed just with the performance. I thought Andy Halliday done pretty well. That was the only one, because I said yesterday that we had 11 players that we couldn't have picked any that had a bad game, and I was probably wrong reflecting on that, because I thought Andy Halliday didn't do himself any injustice. Neither did the keeper, obviously, but yeah, just disappointed. They give us a wee bit of hope there, especially in Europe, and obviously away to Arch, and you think we've maybe got a wee team going here, you know. Unfortunately, these last two games they've kicked an own goal for themselves, unfortunately, but we just have to try and move on. We've got a big game on Thursday, but very, very disappointed. A lot of players need to take a good look at themselves.
Yeah, I was in that shop on Saturday, mate. I got you a nice cover, a Kraft cheese cover for your triangle, mate. But the only thing was it came in a square box, yeah. So I'm struggling to get it in, but it's a nice cover. You'll like it, mate. You'll like it.
Yeah. Well, just quickly, just before we move on, that was right, because our friend Tom, the commentator, he messaged that as well. That when Andy Halliday came off, he had an ice pack strapped to his thigh, so it looked like it was enforced.
To be fair, some of the shows we've done, bridge, when we've come off the bridge before to put an ice pack on, it stunk. Anyway, talking about guys who like an ice pack, we've been joined by the one and only Travelrog. How's my mate, Travel?
Oh, Travel, how you doing?
I am doing fine.
How's the fitness regime going, mate?
Fitness, I'm fine. I'm actually up in Aberdeen, ready for a wee bit of work tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're back to work, mate, because I just feel as if my tax dollars have been saved, keeping you, mate, and I don't think it's right.
You don't need to worry about that.
How you doing, mate? Give us your thoughts, mate.
Well,
no holds barred.
No holds barred. Don't you worry. There will be no holds. I've been
thanks for the call.
Saving this up.
We're going to get a Wallace ramp.
No. Well, no, we'll move on for that. I think you're being pretty unfair on Ryan Jack. Ryan Jack was never signed as a creative midfield player. Ryan Jack was always a defensive midfielder, somebody that's protecting the defence. Remember last year how we were always moaning there was never anybody there to do that. I think Ryan Jack's been doing a decent job of that, and fair enough, he's played some games much better than he's played some others. To be picking on Ryan Jack for what's happened in the last couple of games, I think is a bit out of order. There are players that are supposed to be there. I would expect Ajaria as maybe a creative player. He's shown nothing, but Ajaria is no the only person at fault here. Badly missing Scott Arfield, fair enough. We're also missing.
Can we go on mute, lads? There's a few in the call. We're not talking, and I'll bring these in. Carry on, Travel.
I think even somebody like Graham Dorrans has been such a bad miss for us as well. That, I know he's not really had a chance. I don't think he's ever been fully fit when he's been playing for us, but we all know he's got that wee bit of guile, that wee bit of something a wee bit different that we can bring into the game. But to be picking on Ryan Jack's a wee bit unfair.
We're critiquing the last two games, mate, and the point was made by JFK that I think and Rudy, that the midfield have been appalling the last two games. The the common denominator in the last 2 games, Travel, has been Ryan Jack.
Right, well, so let's look at the type of player that Ryan Jack is. Let's look at the goals we've lost. We lost one for a set piece against Aberdeen, and then the goal we lost on Sunday there was undoubtedly the fault of 2 centre-halves. You can't be blaming Ryan Jack for that.
Did anybody blame Ryan Jack for the goal, mate?
No, but what you're saying that the midfield is no doing anything.
But the midfield's there to create as well as the. If you're playing in midfield, mate, your whole game can't be about just stopping people. At times, you've got to go forward. You've got to make things happen. You're getting the ball in open spaces, and you've got to create. That's part of your role as well.
Absolutely, but there are players that is their focus on their game. That is what you're putting them in.
If you're playing in midfield, Travel, you've got to be able to do the 2 things. If you can only do one, you're a defender. If you can't do, you've got to be able to do the 2.
So where do you throw Arfield in that kit? So is Arfield a defender? Is he going to do the defensive part?
He's a different blend. He's a runner that gets box to box.
He's a midfielder.
Aye.
But you're no asking. It's like Paul Gascoigne. He's a midfielder. You never asked him to go and defend. Never go back in the 18-yard box and defend. Did you? You asked him to get his foot in the ball and create something.
Gascoigne worked his socks off, mate,
and made never tackles. A defender.
He won tackles all over the pitch for your team, mate.
It was never a defender. But
exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You two calm it down and get on with it.
Right, so my next one I'll move on to, and
right, go on then.
Right, and you'd have been delighted. That would have been. I know. No, I'm not saying delighted, but you wouldn't have been as upset after Kenny scoring the equaliser. Eh? So your weekend wasn't fully wasted. Good old Kenny sorting something.
He did text me after the game.
Right, I'm going to go on about Tavernier.
Oh, right, on you go. I'll give you this one. Fox, I'm going to bring Fox in after you.
I know Fox is just sitting there, but I know what we shouldn't expect. There should be other players that's there as captain, but it doesn't give me any inspiration. And I think Fox mentioned it yesterday in the post-match, saying he leads by example. I'm sorry, the last 2 games there's been no example for Tavernier.
He's been poor, mate.
He's been miserable. But he doesn't inspire the team, does he? He doesn't. You don't see him try to lift the team.
I'll play devil's advocate before. I'll bring Fox in a minute, but I mean, what looked to me when we played Aberdeen, mate, they got 3 to bay through their wings, yeah, and that's what they done, so they could go man and spare, and somebody just got in front of James's face and made it difficult for him, and he needed was other people to maybe other runners to maybe come and change the game for him. Now, I was disappointed on Wednesday's performance, Travel Rug, but I was even more disappointed in yesterday's performance against 10 men when we didn't look like making any chances, and I thought Candias and him looked like a couple of amateurs out there trying to, I don't know, some of the times what they were trying to do in the forward positions.
Right, so I take on board that you're saying that they're focusing on them and they're shutting them down.
Aberdeen did. I don't know if Dundee did yesterday. Let's be honest about it. Dundee played quite an open game.
It was an open game, aye. But so we'll take that part out. We'll talk about his distribution or his set pieces. His corners are absolutely terrible. You can't say he's getting shut down there. He's got a free kick to put the ball into the danger area. We have got some big players, and we can't seem to hit any of them. I'm sorry. We need to stop. We need to stop being pussies about the whole thing here. If they're not doing it, why is he not getting dropped? And there have been times this season where he's been miserable. And fair enough, there's been times where he's been very good and he's been involved in a lot, and he's got his assists and he's got his penalties and everything. Very good. I'm no disputing that. But why is he immune to getting dropped?
Can I jump in there?
When you go, yeah, when you go, mate.
How you doing, Travel? All right, pal?
I know, bad, mate.
Do you think if we take the captaincy off Tavernier, do you think it'll make him a better player?
I don't know. I'm not going to get too hung up on the captaincy part. No. I'm actually talking more in the form side.
No, well, I mean, for me, it doesn't matter who's the captain. There should be 11 captains on the park. Now, everybody's got to fight for each other. I mean, but we've not got guys like John Gregg and Richard Goff anywhere. So, I'm with you, Travelrock, and I've said this before. I would have dropped Tavernier games ago, mate. So I'm not asking, do you think it would make him a better player? I don't think it'll make him any good player, because I think he's going to be dropped. For me, he doesn't do enough defending. Going forward at times, he's no bad. Crossing a ball, I've seen a 90-year-old cross a road better than he can cross a ball. I'm with you there, Travelrock. I just think that he's got to do something. He's got to give some players frights, and he's got to drop them. Come out with a statement that he made about people chapping my door and things like that. They'll no need to chap my door anymore because I have the answers. Well, tell us the answers and give the players that we know.
Well, you're never going to get them, mate.
The answer for me, Ox, here is perform on the park. I'm not wanting them to tell me the answers. What I'm saying, the answer to that for us is that put a team out that can perform. I mean, the personnel he's been picking the last few games is baffling to us all. There were 6 changes for yesterday's game. No, is he trying to say fringe players can go out and beat Dundee? No, I suppose they could, but I'm with Fox on the aspect that go out and play with the full first team you've got every game. Every single game.
I don't agree with that.
Well, wait a minute, one at a time. Right, I'll bring. I think Fox come in. Sorry, Bridge come in. Then we'll go to Rudy, then back to Trabo. On you go, Bridge. You come in. I think you did.
No, I didn't. It was Rudy. I think it was Rudy.
Rudy, sorry, Rudy.
No, I'll come back. I'll come in after.
Your underpants must be getting tighter. I thought you were Bridge, Rudy. Carry on, mate.
Sorry, Jimmy, I disagree with what you said there, because I don't think in the last 2 games we've seen anybody perform, and it doesn't seem to matter. I said this to the guys just before the show started. It doesn't look to me in the last 2 games, regardless of who he's played, what players he's actually picked.
But why did he not go for continuity, Rudy? Sorry for interrupting. Why did he not go for continuity again after the team that beat Hearts? Why did he not play the team that beat Hearts and put somebody in place at Arfield because of suspension and get a bit of momentum going? That's what I'm talking about. That's the best. The best team is the team that wins on that day. So he's got to go with that team.
You've got a point there, Jimmy. But listen, let's be perfectly honest about it. How many of the players that we've seen, I've not counted them, so I don't know how many players we've seen, right, in the last 2 games. But are you trying to tell me that we've only got a first 11 that should play all the time? It has
No, I never said that. What I'm saying is, if you've got a winning team, that then for me becomes your strongest team. That team's winning. You don't change a winning team, a winning formula, unless it's necessary. And the only necessary change was a change that was implemented on him was because Scott Arfield was suspended, Rudy. So for me, we all discussed this. So what he should have done is he should have slotted somebody in and placed at Arfield and played with the same team. And maybe had a chance of beating Aberdeen, but he didn't. He changed it. And then he changed it again.
See if Morelos hadn't stuck one on shinny, and if Arfield hadn't tried to do the Hearts goalkeeper, they wouldn't have been missing games. That's another problem that we've got. Too many suspensions, too many sending offs, and too many yellow cards.
Yeah,
we all know, Jimmy, that we are refereed differently to every other team in the league, and if these players haven't got that into their head by now, then somebody needs to sit them down and have a proper talk with them.
What I will say Rudy, I've got some more callers coming in. What I will say is, you're right about the refereeing. There has been some shocking decisions. I heard it yesterday, but they 2 red cards, one for petulance and one for stupidness.
Can I come in that, Oxy?
Wait a minute, we've got some more callers coming in.
Alright.
Right, on you go, Rudy, and then we'll take the Blue Shadows come in and the call then back to Travel Rock.
Too many red cards, too many yellow cards. They're not getting this into their head, and they need to start. There's Ryan Jack yesterday, booking, already on a booking. Yep, he should have been whipped off the park. That's the first thing I'd have done as soon as he got a booking, because as Jimmy says, he's liable to get another one. So he should have been at the park. You can doubt the man's decisions. But these players have got to start looking at themselves here now. They've got to, I mean, what was Morelos doing against Aberdeen when he chinned Shinnie? What was, I mean, that was utter stupidity. Up to that point, we'd been singing Morelos' praises. He'd scored in the previous 7 games, I think it was. And then he goes out in Aberdeen, against Aberdeen, and gets himself sent off because of complete and utter stupidity. The game before that, Thingy decides to try and do the goalie. That was just that was a head stagger. I mean, that was a sending off, and people making excuses for it. The player, doesn't matter what team he picks. See when he picks his team and Steven Gerrard puts his team onto the park, they've got to play like professionals, they've got to keep cool heads, and they've got to think about what they're doing. The players themselves are not only letting the manager down, they're letting us down, the support. Then after the Hearts game, they go top of the league, we're all buzzing, we're all chuffed to bits, and then
seems a long time ago, mate. Seems a long time ago. Anyway, I need to go, and we'll get more callers coming in all the time, Rudy. So we'll be joined by Blue Shadow, and there's other people waiting. How are we doing, Blue?
Really pissed off, to be honest with you, Ox. It's this is getting a bit too how can I put it? A bit too obvious for me. And I want to leave aside the Aberdeen game and what went on with it. I want to concentrate just on the Dundee game for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
And one thing that stuck out for me is a lot of the responsibility for this, for me, comes down to the manager. And that comes down to the fact is some of the changes he's made. Let's start with the defence. He's brought in Worrell and he's brought to play alongside Goldson, and then swaps them over from their normal positions. Now, for me, he's bringing in Worrell for one reason and one reason only, and that is because the lad has not had game time recently, and he's going to play him on Thursday night. He's brought in the two defensive midfielders. If you remember from the Aberdeen game before the after show match on the Aberdeen game, I said when we come up against Dundee, do we need 2 defensive midfielders? So that means Kenny Miller's getting looked after by four defenders and 2 defensive midfielders for a nearly 40-year-old striker. That seems absolute lunacy for me. I mean, he did try something a bit different. He played, I think he went 4-2-3-1. Didn't work. I can't criticise the man for that. He's at least tried to change it. He's seen there's a problem of attacking flair in midfield, and he's put in the wingers. And as for Lafferty, he was just a bloody night. He was just a waste of space, particularly all second half for me. So what I'm saying is, this game for me was all about Thursday night, and the players are taking their lead off the manager, and they're thinking, well, if he's only interested in Thursday nights, this game obviously doesn't matter that much.
Aye, and attitude's a big part of football. Boy, I'm glad you mentioned the 4-2-3-1. I'm going to go to Travel Big Ulster, and we'll keep you on the panel. Well, you mentioned the 4-2-3-1, right? And yesterday, there was a period in the game, and let's be honest about it, when it went 1 each, and they were a wee bit of 6s and 7s, and Gresda was going down, beating the boy, he went past him a couple of times, and thinking, we'll get a couple of goals here. I don't think he was alone in thinking that at that time, in the first half. But when we put Candias, he's got a tremendous attitude, he's a great team player, he's got some great things to his game, but you move him inside, his crossing's not the best, and he's made some fabulous crossfield passes for the wing this season, a couple, one in Moscow that was chopped off, and one last week against Hearts with Morelos fluffed these lines, but he's not a passer. And Ryan Kent's in there, we don't know how much heart that boy's got. Is he an inside man? I don't think so. Gresda showed, I think somebody said he was a 60-minute man. He showed some an appetite in the first half, pulling out the wing, but then all of a sudden we've got him, Candias and Tavo right next to each other. No space, you know.
Can I just say, because especially with those two that you just mentioned, Kent and Gresda, well, Kent is definitely no fit, 100% fit by any stretch of imagination, and Gresda's still coming back from 5 months out with that after surgery.
And Rossiter didn't look fit yesterday neither, by the way. Rossiter. Well,
yeah, so that's 3 players in midfield, and none of them are what we would call totally match fit. It's not good enough for me, and the manager's really I'm not, I gave him all the plaudits when things were going really well and he was doing a fantastic job. But there seems to be more and more questions stacking up, and the disciplinary record of the players is another one. Is he providing enough leadership? It needs to be. I'm not saying that he's not, but there's a few questions stacking up that perhaps he needs to answer for me.
Yeah, they're working at once, and it's a result-driven industry. Travel Rug, and then Big Ulster, and Bridgeman, and then we've been joined by the global ambassador, Travel Rug.
Aye, what JFK was saying earlier, I thought was a good point. Changing a team. I remember when we had our run to Manchester. I mean, that was a hell of a long season. I don't remember Walter chopping and changing the team all that much. So having this, coming out with this all the time, that he needs to rest players, he needs to look after them. And I'm aware it's whatever 30 games or 32 games we've played, but we're talking about professional football players that are supposed to be top athletes, and these guys should be playing every bloody week. And see if they're playing well and they're winning, you keep them in the team. This jumbling them up and swapping. But I thought Big Macaulay was looking alright. Now, fair enough, he might have had a wee injury or whatever, but you never can tell because we don't get tell. We don't know. All we know is that he's not even in the squad at the weekend. But Macaulay hadn't done anything, for me, hadn't done particularly too much right.
My information is because it was a Sunday game, he had a first community to go to me.
But one, just, and I know you've got a lot of people in, and I appreciate everybody wants to we're all here, and I heard you saying last night, we can't blame
Good to hear your voice, Blackbeard.
We can't say
to be fair, they're actually black and grey at Big Al, but that's another story. Carry on. All you're asking, everybody's sitting here talking about players going out there and doing their job. The referee and the linesman should be out there doing their job. So, for me, Ryan Jack getting booked yesterday. Ryan Jack's the decision to book him for that. It was his first foul, and it was a nothing foul. And he couldn't wait to get his yellow card out because he knew that then put Ryan Jack under pressure and couldn't really tackle again. Well, somebody's slagging Morelos there for petulance. Yes, it was petulant, it was stupid. But did you see the booking that he got for the first part? It was never a booking for his first yellow card in that Aberdeen game. You might be right with that, Travel Rug, but the problem is he's had the booking and you can't do it, so he's got to be aware of that.
What about the other decisions that's getting made, the Candia sending off, some of the other stupid bookings we seem to be getting.
Travel Rug, if you're driving down for Aberdeen, you've got 9 points on your licence and you get pulled down, they give you another 3. Right? It doesn't matter if you were unlucky or no, you're getting the 3 points. You've got to be savvy, but you've got to be street tough, you've got to be professional. Bridgeman, in you come.
I can't disagree with that one. I think I'm going to ask a question of the panel, and hopefully they'll be able to answer this. Is there any chance, and this is just
you've got to take the panel, you've got to watch, Bridge, not too hard, because if you've seen
no, it'll be too difficult. Is there any possibility that our players are a bit wary of getting booked or sent off, and that's one of the reasons why their play is so low and slow?
The stats don't bear that out. Evening, Big Al, the global ambassador.
Evening, gentlemen. These are all want to take a chill pill and sit back and roll a fat one. Come on, guys. 1 point off the top of the league, aren't we? Yeah?
2.
2 points. 2 points.
2 points. We're in touching distance, right? We're in a position, a really good position. These things are going to happen. We've been saying it and saying it again. It's going to fluctuate. You're talking about the players. Maybe when he's telling the players, they're just not mentally astute enough to take on board what he's saying, or they're not absorbing it correctly. He's learning. Some of these players are learning. We need to get some better players in, but I'm reading a lot. I'm separated. I'm not as close to it as you guys for obvious reasons, but I think, man, he's want to sit back and take a chill pill because we're actually we're sitting no bad. I think we're picking at things quite a bit as well. I want to see my team play better. I'd love it if we were near the top of the league, but I think these things are going to happen, and he's the new manager that's in place. I don't want to see us getting on his back too much, you know. He has to be criticised, yes, but he's only getting on his back, are he? He's thinking...
No, I mean, there's only travel rug digging people out. The rest is being honest critique.
I know. Aye. When's Wallace come back, travel rug?
But by the way, that's a question that people... I mean, he's a natural left back. He's been kicking about for a long time. It looks as if it's an HR issue, mate, if I'm being honest. You know?
Aye.
It looks as if it's an HR issue. They're disappointed.
I know you are.
Too really bad. It's not the results, Al. It's the performance.
I know, but I think the performances are going to come, Ox. I think they things are going to come. We've been blessed with having such a good run in Europe, and I think that detracts slightly to the league form and all that. And you could say if we didn't have that good run, we'd be pushing better in the league. Maybe we wouldn't be pushing better in the league. But we're kind of spoilt for choice. We've got an eye on two things. As a whole, I'm happy at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I'll be the first to criticise if it needs criticism. But at the moment, I think it's because you're close to it. I'm separated enough for it. And I've got other things in my life that I don't mean that derogatory, I'm just saying that I've got to be thinking about. I'm no conscious. I think we're actually in quite a good position. We're there. We're in touching distance.
I think what you're saying is right. The season up until Wednesday at 7:45 or 7:51 was going pretty well, and it's unravelled. And now you're right that we are only potentially only 2 points behind. They win their game in hand. They go 5 points clear of us. Yeah.
But we beat them. We won everyone. They get a draw. They get beat. All these things can unravel that.
And you're right.
Oxshire, can I come and ask Al one question?
Of course you can, JFK.
How you doing, Al?
How you doing, my friend?
I'm all right, pal. Would you be happy end of the season if we finished second and that was it?
No, I wouldn't be happy, no. I want to win the league,
I think that's where we're all coming for, Al. You know,
aye.
But we know the manager's got a lot to answer in the last few games. He's personnel pick. But for me, as I said earlier before, it's finishing second without a trophy this season. For me, is a failure, total failure.
Okay, of course it is.
I know, so I just want to know. There's some guys I know that are saying, no, finishing second is an improvement for what we've been in. If we can finish near them, for me, that's a failure.
I feel your pain, Jimmy. You want to pull that Mancini out your crack. I feel your pain, pal.
I had to hang it out. I hung it out in the washing and the pigeon stole it, mate.
Right, I'm going to go, gentlemen. But cheers
right, Big Al. Thanks for the call, Big man. Thanks for the big call. You hear that? You hear that trouble? Right, a guy phoning up Australia and telling you you've got to cheer up, mate. Who've we lost? Rudy, you've been quiet, mate. You're getting yourself a snack, yeah, before the tunes are sorted, mate.
Yeah, I just get my cheese and biscuits ready.
You better keep that Stilton to Christmas, boy.
I know. I think Big Al makes a good point. You know, I think up until Wednesday night, we'd been chuffed to bits. You know, had a good battling performance against Hearts, got the 3 points, top of the league. And I've just, the last couple of games, I've absolutely blew it. We've dropped 5 points, They've got a game in hand. They're 2 points ahead. They've got a game in hand. And I think that's the frustration. That's why I'm so frustrated anyway, is the fact that we've dropped so many points in the space of 2 games. 2 really bad performances, just not anywhere near good enough, in my opinion, And we were saying how huge a month December was just a week or two ago there, Ox. We were talking about it one night, December's going to be an absolutely huge month. We said starting with the game against Aberdeen at Ibrox. We kick on for there after getting 3 points off of them. We keep winning right up until we play them at the end of the month. And we'll see what it takes us come January, once we get into January. And then, the opportunity to stay ahead in the league, they didn't get won that opportunity. We lost it. we lost the lead at the top of the league with the last two performances. And you're talking about a month where we're still going to play Hibs, home and away. We're going to play them. You know, I mean, to lose points the way we did in the last two games is just not acceptable. It's
exactly, and Rudy, that's why I know Al coming on there and saying take a chill pill. No, I'm not taking a chill pill.
No,
if you're willing to sit back and accept mediocrity and say, "Aye, okay, we're doing well," no, that's when you start to fail. And we shouldn't be starting to fail. We should be looking to win every single game. Yep. That's all. You can take it all back to the Aberdeen game at the semi-final. We were miserable that night, and they can all blame Sadiq if they want. There's more than just one player in the park. We were miserable that night as well. What about Spartak Moscow? They're there. In fact, Spartak Moscow at Ibrox, we should have beat them there as well. See, when you're starting to let these games in and you're accepting it and saying, we're doing all right, that's when you're just going to fail. And this shouldn't be a season of failure. We've watched too many seasons of failures. And I do believe that Steven Gerrard's the right guy to do it, and I believe that he needs to be given more time and more transfer windows. He had to get people in, he had to get quantity in. Knew we should be looking at quality, but I am no willing to sit back and say take a chill pill. Fair enough, it's alright for Big Al. He wasn't watching that game on Wednesday night against Aberdeen, and I'm sick, fed up watching him come to Ibrox and winning, because that's not your game. That is no for us. Yeah. Don't accept it.
But one of the hard things with travel is where we could have been. You know, it's been frustrating, and you're right about the performances, mate. They've been poor, and but one of the hard things that Stevie G's got to do is we've off one that's getting people out the door to get them in, mate.
Hello.
Oh, you there?
Yeah. I'm still here.
Sorry, trouble. It's getting people out the doors a hard bit. You know, bringing them is easy.
Well, what we were talking about? Who are you going to?
Well, I'm sure that's a debate. That'll be the debate.
Far, the majority of our team so far this season have shown us that they have got quality, and we need that bit of consistency. What players
have they got the quality of being consistent?
Jesus Christ, there's too many words there.
Right, what I'm saying is, one of our best players this season, and because of yesterday, and he did frustrate me yesterday, was Candias, right?
Mm-hmm.
Candias he's got a great quality about his work ethic. He's a team player. I mean, he scored the odd goal. He shows moments of brilliance. Is he consistent? No, he's not. I mean, need people that are consistent.
I think he's. I don't know if you're being a wee bit harsh on Candias there as well. I mean, when he's got Morelos up there with him, he seems to be a wee bit more, or there seems to be more. Maybe a success rate.
Maybe you've opened up another topic. Is it the big Lafferty playing doesn't suit the team?
I'm sorry, I've got too much respect for Ulster Bear to be in here slating Lafferty, so I'm just going to zip my mouth at that one. I'm sorry.
Well, you can zip your mouth and get yourself on mute, because Fox is going to play a tune. Everybody.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white, from the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way, as he did on that day. And so now here I stand, with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the jurors, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.
Thanks for that, Fox. Big Ulster.
I know I get everybody's points there about changing the team. I don't understand that. You know, you can look at any team you want, and if there's a team changing their defence every so often or every other game, it normally doesn't work too well for them. And unfortunately, he's doing that. I don't see, like, the reason we played Hearts away, had a fantastic performance, confidence was up in the team and the support. And then he throws Flanagan in at left back in the game against Aberdeen, who we've seen playing awful in that position all season. So I think Stevie G, as much as I love him, has to be the man that takes the can or carries the can for those decisions.
Always do. Managers always carry the can, mate. Yep. And the only thing I'll say about that, he's not. He deserves as much criticism as everybody else. The only thing I will do to stick up for him a wee tiny bit is if you're going to refuse to play the ball through the middle with service, and you're going to continue to lump balls in, crap balls either towards the goalkeeper's hands or overshooting them, or corners that never go to the right person, and they're always crap 9 times out of 10 coming in. It's pretty hard, you know, if you don't have the service. But when he did have a few chances, he did have the ball, he didn't do many great things, albeit he scored. But he deserves as much criticism as everybody else, but the service is pretty awful at times. Yeah. Boy Shadow, you like the tactical side of the game. One thing that annoyed me yesterday was it never seemed to change much, mate. As the clock kept ticking, we didn't seem anything to make something different, you know.
Well, as I mentioned a little while ago, I was getting a little bit concerned because he just seemed to play this 4-3-3 regardless of what personnel were available or anything else. And that's why I said that, you know, I mentioned it at the start when it first came on, was he changed it. So, you know, I'm giving him credit for that. It didn't work. Playing Gresta, I think it was, he played in the middle. That didn't seem to work. But that's the first time he's tried that. So I'm not slagging him off for that. And I'm giving him credit for trying to do something where he realised there was a problem in the basically the creative side of the midfield. So he was giving it a go. Whether that was the right option to choose against a team that's at the bottom of the league, I don't know. I would have perhaps more preferred to go for the old 3-4-3. You know, even if he started off that way, and then when he realised that it wasn't working, change it to something like a 3-4-3. So you've got you've got three strikers up front in their box to take advantage of anything that comes into the box, and then you're still playing the likes of Middleton and I don't know, Joe Candias on the other side as wingers. So you've got more stuff coming into the middle, and you've still got plenty of protection at the back. But it's all swings and roundabouts, and that might not have worked either. But I'd like to see a bit more change, not just in personnel during the game, but also in tactically throughout the game when it's not working. He's got plenty of people. I mean, Gary McAllister is one of the most experienced midfielders and played at a high level for a long, long time. So I'm sure if he needs any help, and Gerrard's a world-class midfielder himself, so between them they should be able to come up with something.
Bridgeman, we'll go back to you think that the Holy Trinity for you is the goalkeeper, the two centre halves, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
And everything's built for that. Everything's built for that, yeah.
Well, that's the basis of how you play, isn't it? Your back door to all intents and purposes.
Is that the foundations of your team, mate? Is that what you're saying?
That's the foundations. If you stuck Arfield in midfield there as a sort of link, so he could link between both defence and attack, and he goes beyond the centre forward and scores goals. And you missed him, and you missed your centre forward. That's the truth. That's what you missed. And no, I'm not saying that they'd be committing. They would have played fantastic because they were playing against Aberdeen, and the team weren't that great. But really and truly, that performance. And I have to say this, and my good pal there, got Blue Shadow, knows how I feel about centre backs. Your two centre backs were just not at the races at all. They couldn't compose themselves. They could hardly header the ball. They get bullied every single time they went near the ball. They get bullied, and I'm including Tavernier in this. Also got bullied. The only one that came out with any, to me, end at all and to hold his head up would have been Andy Halliday. Never got bullied. But the rest of them bullied. Yes, pal.
Chris, would you go for Macaulay and Katic, but even bring back Big Katic because he's been playing in the reserve, so he's fit, and bring those two back because they've been the best two, it seems, in the SPFL for me. Not in Europe, but in the SPFL, I've liked them the best.
We lost a couple of bad goals, Blue Shadow got, but I don't know if they were necessarily doing to centre back. An own goal against Hearts with Golston and Macaulay, and obviously the goal against Aberdeen looked as if it was Koulibaly who missed it, wasn't it? So
yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me is what's Macaulay not playing for? I'll be honest with you, Bridgeman, in you come. Sorry, Blue.
Yeah, I have to agree. As far as I'm concerned, our best central defensive pairing up to now has been Macaulay and Golson. But that doesn't take away from the fact that obviously we need to strengthen. I don't think we've got the 100% central defensive answer. I do like Macaulay, greatly experienced, big tall fella, isn't 2 feet, but we're quite weak in the other side of it. And we haven't got a left-sided central defender where it can play left-footed. So we desperately need something like that. I'm desperate for that. Somebody big, tall, killer, blah, 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 but can play football and left-footed. Must be left-footed. Gets the balance in.
Can I just come in on that?
Of course you can.
Right, Aberdeen, we lost one goal for a set piece. Right, so that was all it took to beat us. Was one goal because we couldn't score against Aberdeen. Right, yesterday we lost a bad goal, bad defending, schoolboy stuff, but it was only one goal they scored, Docs. But I think we're putting too much onto the defence here, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I know it was schoolboy defending. I saw how bad it was. For me, the reason why we didn't win the 2 games is because the midfield and the forwards didn't function.
Their part of the team performed worse than the defence, mate.
Aye.
It's only the defence gives you the jitters every time the ball goes up the park. Aye.
But it was only one goal in each game though, Ox. You can't tell me that if we lose one goal in the 2 games, that our midfield and our forwards can score a couple of goals against 10 men. Because that's what we're playing against twice, mate. 10 men. And our midfielders and our forwards couldn't find a way through them. That's where the problem lies for me. We're concentrating on the defence way far too much, in my opinion. It's the midfield and the forwards who are to blame, in my opinion, in the last...
We've hardly kept a clean sheet, mate. In the games that we've dropped, we've
I agree with you.
Remember, they used to tell us how precious the clean sheets were. See, when Goldson and Katic were having a smashing time at the start of the season, and McGregor, and they were saying how precious it was to keep clean sheets. When was the last time with a clean sheet?
A long time ago.
I'll just look at it. Did you ask when was the last time you had clean sheets? Or when was the last time
I'm in a hotel tonight. I've got clean sheets. Don't you worry about that.
Right, I haven't lost the goal in absolutely ages at the start. I remember that at the start of the season.
I remember that.
I think Stephen Gerrard
used to come out saying how precious it was, mate. Remember they were always
talking about. But what happened? What happened? We went to Villarreal from a fired whirlwind. Knocked the confidence clean out of Katic. He's never come back the same player. And that's a fact.
Shot me in trouble. We kept a clean sheet against Villarreal and the game before it against Livingston. Can you come, Rudy?
So it's not a defensive fault, but it sounds of things then. I just know
you're right, Rudy, though.
We had 2 weeks off and we get beat 1-0 with Livingston at Livingston's Park. We get beat 1-0. We couldn't find a way through them. That was, again, one goal defeated us because the midfield and the forwards couldn't find a way through Livingston. You know, I mean, this is an ongoing thing, this midfield. So it is. You know,
it's the same with the defence as well, really.
Drew 0-0 with Villarreal at Ibrox. Don't get me wrong, down to 10 men. It was a battling performance. We were all chuffed to bits, but we didn't score a goal. We won 4.
Not each with Spartak.
Nothing each with Spartak as well. You're right, Travel. In the last 11 games, we've won 4 in the last 11 games. That's where the problem lies for me. Midfield and the forwards. My opinion.
But defensively we were poor, Rudy. Defensively we were very poor.
I'm not disagreeing with that. All I'm saying is, Jimmy, there's been too much put onto the defence here, in my opinion. I think you need to start looking at the midfields and the forwards and all. 4 games, 11 we've won.
I know that, but I mean, when I keep harping on because when Graham Souness first came, his object was to stiffen up the defence. The goalkeeper, when he brought Chris Woods in, brought Terry Butcher and brought Graham Roberts in to complement the players he had there, Ali McCoy, Ian Durrant, players like that. No, but when we got Goldson, Katic and Barisic to play alongside Big Tav, we did all think that the defence was solid, and for a few games there, we did play well defensively, but the midfield isn't performing. Up front is performing when they can style in the park, but for me, some of the goals that we're losing and some of the play for defence is poor. And you're right, we need somebody in there in the middle who can complement the defence and attack and help them out, because it's just no there. Where do we go for here? Well, you know my feelings on it. If somebody come in with daft money for Fred, I get rid of him. Because the reason being is, I've said this before, I'm not one to go to Ibrox every second week and see my team doing a striker again. When that's no good to me. And any other Rangers fan that goes to Ibrox or whatever, we all watch the game out of the world. The fact of the matter is that if these guys, I mean, the one with Scott Arfield was silliness. It was a rush of blood to the head. But Fred's getting it every single other game. You know, the first booking he got, right, was a shit booking, right? What he should have realised, I've been booked. Now, if he'd get booked for it and sent off for a tackle, we could all have moaned about it. But he slung his fist and his elbow at Shinnie, and he deserved to go. I would even go as far as to say it could even have been a straight red. You see, if the referee hadn't have booked him, I think he might have gave him a straight red. So we need to get attack sorted out. We need to get the striker sorted out. And it's all right saying that. But see, too many people are pussyfooting about. There's a lot of people on Facebook, right, and Twitter. As soon as you criticise Stevie Gerrard or Rangers, then you're not a real Rangers fan and all that. Look, I pay my hard-earned money to go and watch Rangers every second week, whenever that may be at Ibrox. I pay my season ticket money. I'm entitled to criticise Rangers. I'll never boo them, but I'll criticise. And I'll say still that this honeymoon period is just about to end for Steven Gerrard. And if he doesn't get
yesterday, mate. I think it ended yesterday, mate.
Well, you said that yesterday, Oxford, and I think that it's all going to come home to roost. He needs to start picking a team that he knows can win, right? And if they go out there and give their all, there's something maybe no happening for him, whatever the reason. And I think it was Travel Dog said there, Rudy, about Gary McAllister. Look, what you see in the telly, and I've got some friends who go to the games away from home, Gary McAllister doesn't seem to contribute much. He's a wee whisper in Gerrard's ear now and again. Doesn't seem to be as animated as other managers. I know we've all spoke here before, and a good manager is not always one who's animated, but Steven Gerrard only shows a bit of passion when Rangers score. Come on, show a bit more passion than that. Pick the team, go and get decent players, get rid of Worrell, and if some dafties come in for £10 million for Morelos, sell them.
Well, we'll see what it takes. Is that
so, Jimmy, can I just come in on that, Oxia?
Yes, mate.
I was just going to say that against Aberdeen, the ball came across from the wing, maybe a corner, I can't remember. It came across right into the middle. We're not talking about a far post with a great header. We're talking about a melee. The ball ended up in the melee, and that big boy McKenna hit the ball before it hit the ground. And we must have had 7 players in there, right in the middle of the box. Can't believe it. How that guy got to that ball, I don't know. When there was no Rangers player to get it, can't believe it. Just incredible. And it's the same against Dundee. I'm only talking the last 2 games against Dundee. Well, we all saw it. Just a nutter nonsense, absolute nonsense. You've got 2 centre halves, and neither of the 2 of them can actually get to the ball. Sorry, Kenny Miller puts the ball in the net. But a joke. That's just a joke.
Yeah,
I thought it was a bad dream.
Oxford's favourite player, or no?
I know.
I think one of the things about it is yesterday, you're right. It was dreadful defending, lob up the park, no danger. Golston, I don't know what he was trying to do, Bridge caught under it, missed it. And then, sorry, Worrell caught under it, missed it. And then Golston, it just went from bad to worse.
Yeah.
You know, and
I'll go back the walks that we had 70 minutes against 10 men and we couldn't
100% right. 100% right.
We couldn't win the game. Our forwards couldn't find a way through that. Andy Halliday scored a cracker of a goal from a set piece, from a free kick, but we couldn't score a second goal or a third goal against 10 men in 70 minutes. That's laughable.
I think that defensive blunder killed our game from an outfield perspective. We just didn't seem to grasp ourselves.
I've got to be honest with you, mate, if that's the case for the other 8 men on the park, they should all be sacked.
Well, it could easily be sacked on Saturday night, absolutely. Yeah. Very poor.
You get the point I'm talking about, guys. The point I'm talking about is it's alright coming on to criticise Rangers. I'm not walking in eggshells anywhere. I've never been that type of person anyway. There's far too many people are frightened to criticise Rangers and Steven Gerrard. I've been going to see Rangers for now on 52 years. Right, so I'm entitled to criticise Rangers, and others should do the same. I've not got the lobby on. I don't know what the guys out in the lobby there think. But don't be frightened to criticise Steven Gerrard or Rangers, because criticism is good.
You need an order saying to sack JFK.
Well, that's fine.
I was going to say that. The lobby are complaining about JFK complaining about...
Well, that's good. Sack me.
Listen, what are we going to come on here and say, we were unlucky yesterday. We played well, but come on. We've got to you can only give an honest opinion. No, you get people disagree and see the game differently. I mean, and obviously you get different levels. I mean, you've got tactical and geniuses who know about the game like myself and Blue Shadow, and then you've got travel rug. You know what I mean? So
tactical genius, I love it.
You know, so you've got to. Everybody just sees the game so slightly different. Yesterday, it might have been. Some people might have thought Halliday didn't do well. We thought he scored a free kick, never went on and played well. But so everybody sees it slightly different. But you can't come on and say we played well or avoid that criticism.
And that's what's good about Rangers Radio, because everybody has got an honest opinion. And what I'm saying is that then that should be expressed. We're not asking for Steven Gerrard to be sacked. Far from it. I'm not saying that. What I'm
want
saying
him back, mate. I want him back.
Of course I want him back. Yeah, 100%. I'll back him 100%. But he still must take the criticism that is there. And Rangers fans like myself should be able to criticise him. And I think Rangers Radio does that very well. And their fair comments and honest comments.
Well,
but here to talk
about fair and honest, mate. These cufflinks, I don't think they go at the tie pin and that. I'm going to take that back as well. All right.
I'm looking for a new Rangers man, Keeney. If you can get me one of them, I'll be over it.
Blue Shadow.
Yeah, I've got a question. If you, I'd like to ask Ulster if that's there, right?
Yeah, on you go, mate.
You there, Ulster?
Yeah, Blue, I'm here.
One of the things that's confusing me, right? Everybody goes on, Morelos 4-5. He's the man that does that leads the line in the when we're playing 4-3-3 and plays in the centre. Now, occasionally that's a 4-5-1 as well. Now, Lafferty can do that because he does it for Ireland. Now, I must admit, I've not watched many of the
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland games. But what's the difference? Because it didn't seem to work for him playing up on his own yesterday. What's the difference between the way we played it?
There's no backstops.
Yeah, right, fine. What's the difference between the way we're playing the game and when they're playing Northern Ireland, they're playing the game internationally? That it's working for Lafferty that way.
I think it's because he gets more space. He doesn't have as many defenders against him. However, when Rangers are playing, there's more teams in Scotland like to defend a bit more. He doesn't have that same room. I think he's better when he has a wee bit of room and he can run. He can get past players, but when he's playing that hold-up ball, the way we play it, doesn't seem to work. I suppose the other thing you could say is you've got a couple of good midfielders in the team that can actually spot a pass as well. And we don't have that creativity.
The other thing, Big Ulster, he's a guy that's always been his best football with the ball in front of him. He's never been a back to the goal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And these teams, when you play, especially away from home, against Northern Ireland, 9 times out of 10 they expect to probably beat us, so they come out and attack us, and when we counter-attack, he's up front, he can do a really good job. The way in Scotland, it just doesn't seem to be working the way the teams are defending against us.
We've got a caller coming in. I think he's just landing 3 miles by the sound of it. Hello. Evening, caller.
Hello, it's Ibrox John here.
Hello, how are we doing, Ibrox?
Very well, Ox, yourself?
Well, I've had better weekends, mate, but carry on.
I've just been listening to the post-mortem from the last 2 games. It's all been pretty dreadful. I don't think there's really too much I can add to all of that, but was it JFK that was saying that he was after a Mankini?
Yes.
Well, I got a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer one in my Secret Santa. I put it on back to front to get his red nose up my arse. Probably better getting his antler, mind you, innit?
I'll have it, mate.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Once you say the dry cleaners, it's yours, mate.
Good
no, just he'll have it. In fact, send him in January, he'll be even happier. What's on your mind, Ibrox?
Well, I don't really, I could really have much more to add from what the guys already said tonight. I mean, I think the chopping and changing in the centre half position is not doing us any favours. And one of the guys said before about how, Walter never did it on the road to Manchester. And you're right, they're professional athletes. They should be able to keep up. And I feel sorry for Katic. I think he was brilliant at the start of the season. But I think now, looking at the most recent performances, that really Goldson and McCauley are probably our best option now. I don't like the look of Worrell. I don't like his attitude either. I think we should stick with those two at centre half, McCauley and Goldson. And just the way we're going forward, we're finding it difficult to unpick defences again, and it's almost Warburton-esque, just huffing and puffing and playing passes about and just not getting that killer ball. And I think, we definitely missed Starfield and Morelos at the weekend, but we've got a lot of depth in that squad. And look, we're playing Dundee, they're bottom of the league, and they were down to 10 men. There's no excuse. We should have taken care of them. But no, I got some good news today. I don't know if I'd mentioned it in a previous call, but one of my mates lives in Vienna. And he'd went AWOL for the last couple of months, and he just called me this morning and told me I've got a ticket for the game. So I'm really, really chuffed and looking forward to Vienna now.
All right, brilliant, mate. Enjoy.
Well done, yeah.
Enjoy.
So it's Ibrox John Ultravox.
Oh, Vienna!
Oh, don't you start singing. I don't know if we could take any more.
So I've just been packing the winter woolies there. It's going to be absolutely Baltic over there by the looks of things. So I've been packing all the warm clays. -1 I think it's going to be on Thursday.
That's not exactly Baltic. That's Mankini weather, JFK.
Definitely, especially if you get a wee red-nosed reindeer sticking up somewhere that it's maybe keep it nice and warm up there.
I never thought of that, actually.
So I'm not getting it now.
You going to Vienna, JFK?
Nah, I've not been to a European away game in a lot of years, mate. Years have caught up with me, so I'm happy just to go to Ibrox every other Saturday.
No, this will be my first one since Lisbon a good few years ago.
67.
I was there with a twinkle. But I think it was the one where Juve was it the last minute goal that Edu scored in Lisbon? I think that was we won 3-2 in Lisbon. That was my last European away game. That was a good night.
Good stuff.
We won twice in a row there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Twice in a row there.
We won there on the way to Manchester.
That's right. Aye. Two fabulous goals. Darcyville and Stephen Whittaker.
Whittaker, yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts? I mean, you come on and you're always a sensible caller and enjoy having you on, but are we reading too much into this blip, or is it terminal?
Oh, I mean, it is a bit of a worry. I mean, all teams have blips. I mean, we've played some really, really good football at certain points in the season. We were brilliant against Hearts. I mean, that was the last time I called in. I was ecstatic after that result. But yeah, I'm hoping it's just a blip. I think Thursday night's going to be a completely different game, because I think Rapid will come out and play. They won't put 10 men behind the ball. So I think we'll probably play better on Thursday night, and I'm really hoping Stevie G is getting in people's faces and telling them what's expected of them as a Rangers player, because a lot of them haven't really looked up for it lately, and that's just not good enough. But yeah, mate, I hope that's just a temporary thing.
What disappointed you most the last two games, mate?
I think the starting lineups, and picking Worrell in defence, some of the substitutions, some of the guys were talking about it before. It was a real. Jack was a worry. I don't know. He seems to have this crazy look in his face all the time. You see him, and I know he likes a battle, and we know we like players playing with aggression, but it's, Steven Gerrard talks about it a lot. It's controlled aggression. We've got to play by the rules. We know we're refereed to a different standard as well. But yeah, just that lack of a final killer ball, and all this long ball stuff we're playing as well. What is with all that? All these long balls, all these diagonals. I mean, Lafferty, he's tall, but he's not that great in the air. He does this kind of turtle impression when he goes up for a header. I don't know what all that's about. But we need to start getting the ball on the deck again and start improving on a pass.
How many times did we put the ball straight out of play yesterday?
Oh, mate. And there was one in the last minute we're chasing a goal, chasing a winner, and Worrell just hoofed it straight out the park.
DVG absolutely scalped it away with disgust. Did you see?
Yeah.
That was dreadful.
That summed it all up, didn't it?
It did. Worrell absolutely scalped it out the park, and Stevie G just thumped it away, and the look of disgust on his face told you everything you needed to know, man.
Yeah, not surprising.
Oh, so it was. Dreadful pass.
Yeah. Anybody see the Ajaya video again, the replay?
Oh, he's and then he danced, and then he danced.
But that's one of our biggest issues right there. He has the ball. Bourne is sitting there in the box, totally free and loads of space. And not only that, Middleton points to him. Middleton points to Bourne about and he turns and he turns and he turns and he loses the ball. And that's one of our biggest issues we have. We do not have anybody in midfield who can spot that killing pass.
Yeah, I agree with 100% also.
Bridgeman. Good guess.
He's a way to put the kettle on.
I hope he's on mute, mate, because I worry about him. I wouldn't have to take another present back. To think I'm wanting all my money back. Rudy.
Aye.
I'm in your camp, mate. I think in a game of football, a defence can lose a goal in the first few minutes, and then you've got enough time to fix it.
Yep.
Yeah, especially in the circumstances yesterday. You think about it, there was a 10-minute spell. We get the equaliser, they get a guy sent off. You must have been thinking, I was thinking, we get another goal here, this could be anything.
That's exactly what I thought.
And then it just petered out.
That's exactly what I thought too, else. I thought, right, half time, they've been great. Let's see what happens, We'll get them fired up. They'll get in there at half time. He'll be in the dressing room, the rest of the coaching staff, get them fired up. They'll come out in the second half and absolutely blitz them. I thought, nothing, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. And as the game went on, the second half went on, my mate texted me with about 20 minutes to go, and he said to me, this is either going to end up a draw, or they're going to steal a goal in the last few minutes of the game, and we're going to lose this. And that's what it looked like to me. I couldn't believe that second half. The first half performance was bad enough, but the second half performance for me was absolutely woeful. And they kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. They could see we could all see it wasn't working. They must have been able to see it wasn't working, yet they just kept doing it. And that was the frustrating thing for me. You can lose a goal, that's what the point I've been trying to make, Ox. But you've got another 70 minutes against 10 men, and we couldn't get a winning goal. It was a shambolic performance for me yesterday. It was woeful, so it was.
Absolutely dreadful. I was listening to Rudy there.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
You're one of the most loyal and fervent supporters I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, and it upsets you when we don't play well. But how do we fix this, mate?
Well, obviously, right off the top of my head, the only thing I can see the management team and coaches really need to get the team and get them lifted, because they're flat as a pancake, and that flatness will not come. You've got to be able to do something, get a bit of joy back into their life again, and obviously they desperately need to score some goals, even one goal. Just score a goal, because that makes a huge difference in your life when you score a goal. And look, massive game Thursday, absolutely huge. And there's the riches beyond there, and Ken, let's put it that way. If we can win this game, riches beyond where Ken. That's the truth. And here we go. We've got 2 bad games, and maybe we've been thinking about that. Maybe no. But my God, we need to do better. Look, we've got the quality players. We played against Hearts. We were absolutely tremendous against Hearts. Absolutely magnificent performance. And we come out and play like that against another 2 teams, virtually the same games, to be perfectly honest with you.
Were we really? I mean, the first half against Hearts, mate, the first 25 minutes, we were dreadful.
But I'm trying to say, we are dreadful when we're starting. We don't come out starting. Sometimes we come out in the second half and we start very well. But the first half, nearly every game, we're pretty poor for the first 15, 20 minutes. Unfortunately, we're not playing really top teams all the time, otherwise they might take a goal off us to. But Hearts were very poor for the first, until they scored, basically. And then we started. And with the same way Aberdeen, only we started off quite not too bad, and then we fell away, and they scored, and then we just completely fell out of the game. and we might have puffed and puffed and huffed and puffed, but we did nothing. So we missed a lot of chances. And then Dundee, my God, our goalkeeper hardly touched the ball. He's in the penalty area in the second half against Dundee. We just couldn't do it. They put was it the park the bus? Is that the term they still use? Park the bus. They parked the bus. We can't beat them. So I would suggest that our manager somewhere along the line gets about 15 or 16 young players, the development team, and play against our first team and let them batter away at it till we actually come up with some ideas. But no, I really don't know how they're going to do it. I honestly don't know. I'm saying one thing, in all honesty. I'm glad that Arfield's available. I'm really pleased Arfield's available as of now. He's his 2-game ban gone. So this might make a difference. And Morelos is back, yeah? He's back for Thursday?
Yeah.
Right, so we'll get Arfield and Morelos back for Thursday. That'll make a difference, and I hope Macaulay's fit.
GFK, the 2 players that were suspended, should they be having a look at themselves?
No so much Arfield. Arfield was a rush of the blood to the head. Silly thing he did, we all know that. But Morelos is a persistent villain. And you heard what I said there the other night. I mean, he knows he's number 1 pick striker. So he knows that as soon as his suspension's up, he's in the team. Plain and simple. And I know Halliday's not done himself any favours, because if he could have scored a couple of goals for us yesterday, there is a good chance he'd have kept Fred out the team. But that's not going to happen.
You mean Lafferty?
What
you
did I
said
say
Halliday there, pal.
Sorry, Lafferty and then Fred were strikers. Right? So if Lafferty had done something yesterday and scored a couple of goals, then you could have turned around and said, right, he's done enough to keep Fred out the team. But he's no doing nothing. He's no setting any heather on fire. So obviously that Fred's going to be back in the team. But let's hope he performs. As for Scott Arfield, silly tackle. We know what he done. I mean, it was, I don't know. It's no like him. He's not that type of player. Aye, they two are going to be straight back into the team. If I had my way, I wouldn't have played Morelos for obvious reasons. I'd have taught my lesson, but we can't afford to do that because we don't have an obvious replacement for him next year. So, yeah, the two of them will be back in the team. One, I think, by default. The other is definitely I would start him.
I think, Jimmy, I know where I sat up in the Copeland when we were playing Aberdeen. As soon as he got booked, as soon as Morelos got booked, nearly everybody to a man ran about us just shouting to get him off. Take him off, get rid of him. Just take him off because you know what's going to happen. He's got booked and he's a bit huffy and so on and so forth, and didn't agree with the referee. And it was a poor booking, I must admit. But never mind, he's been booked. Just take him off for his own benefit. Take him off.
Yeah, and as I said before, Bridgeman, the fact is that whether the first booking was a silly booking or no, he should have it in his head.
Yeah, absolutely.
That he's been booked, right? And as I said before, if his second booking was a silly tackle, then we could all have cause for complaint, because the first one wasn't all that bad a tackle.
It wasn't a booking.
It wasn't a booking. You're right, mate. It was never a booking, but he's been booked, so he's got to watch what he's doing. If it had been a tackle for a second yellow, we could have complained about it. But for him to lash out the way he did, you know, then he deserves all he gets. And for me, he'll only play on Thursday through default because there's nobody else there to play. And I definitely would play Scott Arfield. It was a rush of the blood to the head for him.
Yeah, Scott Arfield's a certain team playing. Blue Shadow. You there, mate?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. What's good?
Yeah. I know that we quite a reasonably in a lot of positions yesterday. We were Kent Jung, Middleton Jung. Who else was Young playing yesterday? That's about it, really. So it's not exactly a team full of kids on the park yesterday. Do we need maybe? I'm not saying that we should have 5 or 6 or 7 kids. We've got slightly different views of that, but somebody fresh, somebody coming on. Maybe even the boy Dallas yesterday when we're short of centre forwards because there wasn't another centre forward on the bench. to try and change it up, because we are short in the centre forward line, and it's no criticism with Stevie G, because he can't be in the transfer window. So you've got to use the tools that you've got there.
Well, this is why I'm saying bring the kids. You at least give some of the kids a chance, because you never know, they might surprise you. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not a great fan of putting 11 laddies out there that are under 21 year old. No, that's not my idea of a good idea at all. You've got to have, if you're looking for a successful team, you've got to have a blend of youth and experience. And for me, that experience has to be up what everybody normally knows is the spine of the team, right up there. So you can use the younger lads at the outstairs in less critical positions, for want of a better word. So you've got to have experience in with your centre backs. You've got to have at least one guy in the midfield that pulls the strings, that's got the experience, and ideally, preferably somebody up the front as well that can you have that little bit of guile and whatnot that we are sadly lacking at the minute. And although Scotty Arfield's doing an admirable job, that's not his position either to be, if it comes down basically to it. So yeah, if it was me, I would, have a couple of young lads on the bench, and perhaps it might just fear up people like Lafferty and make them just push on that little, push on that little bit more and give that little bit less effort, thinking my first team, I don't know if they still do first team bonuses, but my first team bonus is in danger, or whatever my first team position.
Don't really care about that anymore.
Yeah, you might not care. But you know what I'm trying to say anyway.
I would have the bench full of kids, mate, but maybe there was a chance yesterday. I mean, before the game, I could see the logic behind the substitutes, because Middleton to me looks as if he could come on and play them, but the last two games with Glenn, I think he's maybe going to have to go back with the youth, play men and then come back in. He has to take that step back before he kicks on again. Only my opinion.
Well, one of the ones that got me was we were desperately needing a goal, and he brings, I know I've given Ajaria a hard time recently, but he brings on Ajaria, and the guy's had two assists and one goal all season. Now you need some, if you're going to, he's doing attacking midfielder, you've got to have somebody that can, take a gamble, put somebody on with half an hour to go that's got a point to prove, and say, go on son, make a name for yourself.
Can I come in there, Ox?
Aye, of course you can.
Do you guys know what happened with Kent? I mean, I know it was his first game back.
He said he had a problem at half time to the manager, mate.
Right. So is it just a recurrence of his previous injury or something?
No, mate. He said it in his interview on RTV. You'll see it, mate. He mentions the fact that he had a problem. He never said it was the same or different, mate.
Because I think he's a real threat. I mean, he's a very skillful player. He's had some great games for his. Admittedly, he's had some quiet ones as well. But I'd like to see him in the lineup. I think he offers more than Grezda. I'm really, really unsure about Grezda. I don't know what you guys feel. He was probably all right in the first half yesterday, but
after that, he was pretty anonymous. Mate.
He looks a bit slow and a bit. Just something about him. He's not as smooth as Kent on the ball. So I'd like to see, hopefully, Kent fit again for Thursday, because I think he offers a lot.
What's the point of view? Big Ulster? Well, we lost Big Ulster. Rudy?
I would like to see Kent back again. As Ibrox said there, he hit a wee bit of a dip in form, but up to that point, I really liked him. I thought he was great, well capable of getting by a couple of players, easily capable, scored a couple of good goals. I'd really like to see him back for Thursday night. Hopefully he'll be fit again by then. I don't think he was fit yesterday, to be honest with you. We'll find out a bit more about this injury, this wee problem that he had or whatever it happened to be. But can I just go back and touch on the thing that you and Blue were talking about the young guys, right? For what I've seen so far, Blue, you can correct me here if I'm wrong, but has young Andy Dallas not been banging in goals for fun recently?
He has. I think he got a hat-trick last time out.
Why not give that boy a wee shot on the bench? Why not get him on the bench? Why was he not on the bench yesterday? Now there was a perfect opportunity to stick that wee fella on the bench, and you're looking for a goal, right? All right, he's a young player, but you're looking for a goal to win the game. Bring him off the bench with about 20, 25 minutes to go. Say, on you go, son. See if he can get us a goal. You know, if you can't bring these young guys through and give them a wee shot when you're playing against the team at the bottom of the league, when do you give them a go? When do you give them a shot? You don't need to fill a team with them. But hand-pick one or two of them, you bring them through, you sit them on the bench, and you give them a wee go. My mate said that to me yesterday, Andy Dallas has been banging in goals for fun. Young Dallas has been scoring for fun recently. Why don't we give him a shot? You look at the semi-final in the League Cup against Aberdeen. Could he have done any worse than Sadiq did?
Wait a minute, we scoop on that. Dallas was getting lined up to play, mate, and he took ill.
Oh, well, there you go then. So what do I know about football?
And back, sorry.
On you go, officer. You okay?
I am back again, sorry. I was on mute and I couldn't. I don't know why, but it was stuck. It wouldn't come off when he's rapping. I think
that must be Bridges' old phone you've got.
Prejudice.
Yeah, shocker. What's that shocker you are?
No, I agree with the guys there on Kent. I think we've missed him. I think he gives us something that nobody else gives us in the team, and that is to cut inside and actually take defences on. We've seen it happening a lot at home and away games, and it's something we've really badly missed. I think with Middleton and Candace, and I think Middleton will be a cracker young player. You know, he'll improve. There's no doubt about it. But I think at the minute it's just too much of a crossing game, and it doesn't work for us. I think Kent gives us that different option of cutting in and taking people on, and actually draws defences out. So, but the only thing is that I don't want to bring him back too early. If there be any game, if he's not 100%, don't bring him back. Leave him and make sure he's back for a league form. But yeah, he's going to be vital to us. Very, very good player.
Can I jump in there just for a wee second, guys? Breaking news. I know I don't buy papers, but the breaking news 3 minutes ago is that the Southampton manager has given the green light for Rangers to talk to Stephen Davis.
Yeah, there's a story breaking in the Scottish Sun. It's going to happen. They're sort of follow. What the last part says, Saints could command a fee for the Northern Ireland captain, but they are willing to let the veteran leave on a free transfer.
Yeah.
Thank you for his 6 years of terrific service in the South Coast.
Yeah, I've just been
saying
that.
It says Davis, who left Rangers 2012 after the club went into liquidation, has struggled for game time this season, making just one Premier League start. We spoke to Big Ulster about this before. I think Big Ulster would be quite keen in him coming back up to Rangers. If a free transfer is involved, which admittedly we hope. And I don't know whether it's a free transfer in January or a free transfer at the end of his contract, which is in the summertime. Hopefully it's January, and hopefully Rangers are interested, and hopefully he isn't too greedy for wages.
I think if Stephen Davis, if that's out there and Stephen Davis want to come, he'll want to do it for the right reason. The man always comes across with. He's got a bit of class about him. In my opinion, I know he left us in 2012, but he done everything he could to get the club money. And
it
was a different scenario for the boy Whittaker and Naismith.
I think if he's going to do it, if the opportunity's there and they're not going to stand in his way, I reckon he'll have a contract with Rangers.
Who was on yesterday, Bridget, said they didn't want bring people back. They've got who was on yesterday? There was somebody on the show yesterday.
Somebody did say
was that JFK?
No, me, mate.
No, yesterday. I'll come. I'll have a look, maybe, see who it was.
But it doesn't really matter. We've been saying on here for a wee while. There's certain players you would obviously would like to have them back if they've still got the fitness to do it.
How can I forget? It's Denver Bear.
Yeah. So there are certain people. I'll put it this way: I would desperately take him the day before tomorrow in a heartbeat. Yeah. In a heartbeat.
I agree with you. See the way your midfield's performed recently. I drive down myself in a car and pick a boy up and bring him up the road, because I think he's exactly what we need right now. Maturity, class. He's a quality player. And as far as the money goes, what would he be looking for wages wise? He's made his money. He's had 6 years down south on about 60 grand a week. Last thing he needs to worry
Plus
about.
bonuses.
Plus bonuses. Doesn't need
Do
to
us
worry.
a favour. Listen, when he gets a couple of steak pies, some sausage rolls, some square sausage if you're coming down, because you've got to come by my house, really. So.
There's a good butcher's up the road. I'll stop that there for you, mate. I'll get you.
Can you bring me some pakora and all?
But
get some of that and already mix up.
I might eat it the way I do. That's the only thing.
I have to say, guys, it'd be wonderful if Stephen Davis was interested in coming back to Rangers, and I'm sure Ulster could maybe recommend that he would and know that he would maybe take a reasonable wage to come back to Rangers, because he won't get. I don't know if he would get any big money anywhere else in English leagues. But he might.
He would get I mean, probably go to Stephen Davis. So if he wants to come back, if there's any truth in it, and he wants to come back, you'll want to come back for the right reasons. But this is what might be more calling about these 5 points we've dropped.
Yep.
We've made the guys' task harder. Ibrox John,
Sorry, mate, what was that?
With the 5 points we've just dropped, if he's coming on to use a bit of gel to try and make my second half of the season better, we've made his job harder with these 5 stupid points we've dropped.
Yeah, they're really daft points. I mean, we were on such a high after the Hearts game, and we thought we'd kick on. But I don't know. I mean, when was the last competitive game Stephen Davis played? I mean, I don't know what he's been like recently.
He played last week. He never played at the weekend, but he played last week for Southampton.
Does anybody know what kind of form he's in?
I think he's been playing regularly for Northern Ireland, as far as I know. I think Ulster can tell us about that, probably.
Yeah, he's been captain, playing every single game.
And he's still been putting in good performances there in Ulster, eh?
Yep. And that's something that he's still a head and shoulders above everybody else in the pitch, and I think that's what we and Northern need to try and get away from. You know, we need other people to sort of step up, but unfortunately he still has to do most of the work at the minute. But we're getting better. We've got a few good young players, but I hope he comes back. Hope he does, because I think he's needed. I think he'll add a wee, definitely add to our midfield.
Rumour was he fell out with Sparky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it looks that way, doesn't it? But the first thing the new manager does come in, and was put him in the team and made him captain. You know what I mean?
I think Sparky's fell out with everybody he's ever played with. Goodness sake. Angry man at the moment. Angry man.
Where's Shadow gone? Did he drop out there?
He has indeed. He has indeed.
I was going to ask him what he thought of his neighbour winning King of the Jungle.
His neighbour, aye. His neighbour. Hooray!
Anyway, Bridgeman, how do we get rid of this doom and gloom? Is it Thursday night?
We've got to lift ourselves up. That tonight is it. That's what we in Rangers Radio. No more talk. As we go forward now, we need to start. We've got a big game Thursday, massive game, biggest game in our club's history, as far as I'm concerned. Huge game. So we need to start building up for that and forget what's happened in the past and look forward. We need to look forward now.
Rudy Bear.
If we get that win on Thursday night, the last 2 games, well, they won't be forgotten, but it will certainly soften the blow. Because I'll be dancing about this living room when that final whistle goes. If we get that 3 points, that would be a fantastic feat if we get that and get through to the last 32 of Europe. Nane's could have seen that coming. In fact, Nane's could see the European sort of adventure up to now. We never saw any of that coming, you know, so if they can just push that last 90 minutes, just get that win, I'll take it any way it comes. If it's an OG in the last minute of the game, I'll take it. I don't care what it is. That would certainly lift us, wouldn't it, if we could do that, get that result.
Oh, fabulous, Rudy. And them across the city get beat. Oh, what a night.
You're always too greedy, that's your trouble. JFK?
Looking forward to Thursday. I think we'll get ourselves out of it, guys, in a lot of ways. You know, I think that the manager will come good. I do say that. I know we've all been a bit negative at times, especially myself, but Stephen Davis would be a fantastic acquisition. As I've said, I would only take him if we got him at the right price, money-wise, wages-wise. And I did say it needed to be free for me because we couldn't afford the transfer fee that was being muted about him 2.5 to 3 million. But look, Stephen Davis, once he come back to Rangers, he knows he'll be welcomed like the legend that he is. When he left Rangers, when they kicked us out, he made his damned assurances that Rangers would receive a fee for him. And you've got to say that's a man with a bit of class. So to welcome him back to Ibrox would be fantastic. And I think 1st of January 2019, we get him in as our captain. As our new captain there, guys.
Fair comment. Big Ulster, briefly, mate.
I'll just quickly on Thursday. I know we'll talk about it during the week, but I think we're going to go and win there, to be honest with you. I think
no more. That'll do me, mate.
We're going to win.
You're spot on. Ibrox, John?
Yeah, mate, I'll be brief. Yeah, I'm so cranked up for Thursday now, flying out from Heathrow Wednesday morning. I think we can do it. It'll be a different game altogether. I look forward to getting my Mankini on in those sub-zero temperatures in Vienna.
Okay. Some selfies and just send them direct to Fox. Bridgeman, last one.
Oh, what can I say? Another great night, by the way. And I must admit, apart from JFK causing trouble, I thought it was a very good night. But no, seriously, guys, I'm starting to go over it. Hearts gone or going. But my God almighty, it was sore. So can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, look forward. Please, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Here, Bridge, well said. The day any time to support the club, easy to support by Wellington. I think yourself, Fox in the background, Ibrox, John, JFK, Rudy Bear, Big Ulster, Big Alfie down under, my mate Travelrog, and of course Blue Shadow for the call. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
There were cheers from the crowded congregation as the light blues emerged beneath the stand, to the sound of the very latest music that was played by the Govan Borough Band. The excitement was tense, the game was starting as the Rangers kicked off amidst the roar. For the yells and shouts were just terrific when the one and only Glasgow Rangers scored. We'll support no other team but Rangers and follow wherever they may go. So drink a toast to Glasgow's football heroes who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore go. The excitement was tense, the game was starting as the Rangers kicked off amidst the roar. But the yells and shouts were just terrific when the one and only Glasgow Rangers scored. We'll support no other team but Rangers and follow wherever they may go. So drink a toast to Glasgow's football heroes who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore go. Who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore